Lowe's knows you take pride in every project. So take on what's next today with a free Select Craftsman hedge trimmer or leaf blower when you buy a 20-volt push mower. That's a $119 value on reliable, high-performance Craftsman tools you trust. For the power to do it all, build, repair, restore, maintain, go with Craftsman. Available at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 5/21 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Thursday, May the 15th, 2025, and I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
In middle of May.
Yes, finally. You keep saying we're almost to the middle of May.
Yeah, but it's gone by so fast.
I know.
It's 5 months. Flying, right? Flying. Been a hell of a year.
It has been.
It's been just a hell of a year. I can't say it's been all bad because it hadn't. But there's been a lot of bad. I don't even say that it's bad. I don't even say this bad. Like my dad and going through sickness. That's been almost 2 years now. But I'm very, very thankful that he's at peace now. It's that much that hurts, but it's bad for my mom. But we've had just all kinds of challenges, the battles or whatever. Yeah. But I can't believe we're in the halfway through the 5th month of the year.
I know.
It's crazy AF. I'm looking forward to the rest of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
So
you are, because the next part, when we get through summer, that's your favorite time.
Yep, I'm going to start fishing anyway. We got some vegetables growing, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm looking forward to business stuff. I'm looking forward to Haley's case. I'm looking forward to y'all continue to call in your tips on Miss Barbara Blunt's case. I'm looking forward to starting a new chapter with the human trafficking series.
Yes.
And looking forward to delving into some more cold cases. Looking forward to getting back to Real Life Real Crime Originals. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to our July 19th live show at Southeastern, and everything else. We got a lot of shit coming down the pipe. A lot of shit. So anyway, that being said, lay something on us for Thirsty Thursday, Cyndi.
Well, Thirsty Thursday is going to start in Boulder, Colorado.
Boulder. Beautiful place.
And I got a cold case.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I hope they solved it.
I think they did. So this on September 29th of 1975.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
20-year-old John Curtis Patterson began his shift as a clerk at the Cascade Service Station on North Broadway in Boulder.
Okay.
Remember back in the day, like when you would pull up to a gas station, they would fill the gas?
Fuck yeah. Then pump your gas and wipe your windshields, check your, wash your fluid.
Uh-huh.
I know a lot of cars didn't have that back then, but they would check your oil and full service is what it was called.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
I do too. Well, I don't, because if Dubs is with me, he's filling me up, but.
Is he? Are you making him stick to that?
If he's with me, yes.
I told him that. Get out, take care of your mama.
So, John Curtis Patterson was known as having a friendly demeanor, and he had dedication to his job. And he was a familiar face to the locals. But that day would mark, which September 29th, would mark the beginning of a decades-long mystery. So later that day, patrons found the gas station unattended. Okay. Concerned, they alerted authorities, and the responding deputies discovered John's lifeless life in the station's restroom. He had suffered a fatal stab wound to the chest. The cash register was open with money missing, and 2 unfired .30 caliber cartridges lay on the floor, bearing extractor marks.
That's a very rare cartridge.
And light primer hits, suggesting a possible malfunction or aborted firing attempt. So the investigation quickly led to...
Probably had in the wrong size weapon. That's usually when that happens.
Okay.
Because it's not chambered for that, and the firing pin doesn't hit it. It's not calculated to hit it with enough force.
Okay. So the investigation quickly led to a guy named Louis Jess Locicero, and he was 32 years old, and he was a man with criminal history, including robbery, burglary, and weapons charges.
Frequent flyer.
Locicero was staying at a nearby motel during the time of the murder, and a search of his room yielded a .30 caliber M1 carbine rifle.
Mm-hmm. See, that's what in World War II they issued those two paratroopers. You know why? Because they were lighter than the regular firearm, than the rifle that regular soldiers carried.
Right.
So.
Okay.
But I used to have two of those.
I was going to ask you, that popped in my head. I'd heard that before. There was a knife matching the dimensions of John's womb and fibers from John's shirt on the knife and sheath, and hairs consistent with John's found on Locicero's boots.
Okay.
But despite the evidence, Locicero was released after 3 days in custody and no charges were filed. The reason for the release remains unclear, and the case grew cold.
Oh, somebody fucked some up.
So we're going to now fast forward to 2025, and Detective Don Dillard of the Boulder County Sheriff's Office revisited the case.
Good
utilizing
for you, Detective.
Yes.
Familiar DNA.
That's right. And employing the ballistics IQ system, investigators re-examined the cartridges found on at the crime scene, and the analysis conclusively linked the cartridges to Locicero's M1 carbine rifle, establishing a direct connection between the weapon and the crime scene. Further scrutiny revealed that some evidence from the initial investigation had not been properly communicated between agencies and possibly hindered the original case's progress.
And people don't understand, and it's sad to say, and I've witnessed it. I've never, ever actually partaken in it, but it is the biggest fucking dick contest when you get this interagency things, right? And they're like, oh, don't, and I had somebody come in the office one time and put a big fucking file on my desk and say, you take anything out of there that could be useful to this agency that's coming. Yeah. I'm like, fuck you, I'm not doing it.
No.
And because they want to solve the case.
Exactly.
But motherfucker, it's about putting this motherfucker in jail.
Yeah.
Right? It's about solving it. I don't give a fuck who gives the accolades, right? I mean, you have such a inferiority complex. You're worried about they're going to get the news headlines above you. Fuck you. Solve the case. Do your job.
Well, I mean, you have always said that, like even on perp walks, you wouldn't have to be there to walk that life, but a lot of people have to.
And they want to see their names and names and the news and the headlines. Oh, I know. I've been there. Motherfuckers cry because I got the confession because I sat there and waited for this dude to try to get the confession for a fucking hour and a half, and it took me 10 minutes.
Exactly.
And then we go out in the hallway and he's crying like a little bitch. I'm like, why are you fucking crying? It was going to be my first confession. Some motherfucker, you can tell people you got the confession. Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
We got
Write it up like that. He just confessed to murdering her. Right? I mean, dick swinging contest. Never liked him.
No.
Don't have to.
No.
I got what I got.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay. Go ahead.
No, I get
it. But that's how, especially back then, and now I think everything's more digitized and shit. But that fucking interagency bullshit. Go back to Derek Todd Lee and stuff, and serial killer from Baton Rouge. There's a lot of shit, but between these agencies that are supposed to be working together, they just fucking hide shit from each other.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
you want to catch this fucking killer.
They didn't care. They wanted that.
Who cares who gets the fucking credit?
I don't know, but apparently they care, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Locicero passed away in Idaho in March of 2024.
Yeah, hell or jail, Locicero, fuck you.
But nonetheless, the Boulder County District Attorney's Office reviewed the new evidence and concluded that had Lascero been alive, there would be sufficient proof beyond a reasonable doubt to prosecute him for John's murder.
Thank you for even taking the time to look at it. All right. Cause the detective could have just came in and said, hey, I got this. I tied it to this, tied it to this. At least the fucking Boulder's DA's office nutted up and said, you know what? Let's give this family a little bit. This dude it would have been prosecuted. His ass would have got it. Right.
That makes me cry. Sorry. But after 50 years, this family finally has that answer.
I know it.
And they can actually rest. And so they've expressed.
There's no fucking rest.
No, you know what I mean? They can actually.
And there's no such thing as closure. But you know this because you've worked these cases with me or you've seen me work them.
Yeah.
They never going to bring their loved one back.
No.
And I guarantee you, if the mama was still alive 50 years later, it doesn't hurt any less. Or the family members that are still alive and miss that victim, it doesn't hurt them any less. But you know what? I'm giving props to the DA and that detective for doing it. Fucking bang up job, y'all.
And the family has obviously expressed profound gratitude to the Boulder County Sheriff's Office and Detective Dillard for their unwavering commitment to justice. So and you're absolutely right. There's no rest and there's no processing and there's no whatever, but
it doesn't suck.
It doesn't suck.
I would love to have that same statement in Miss Barbara Blunt's case.
Right.
And even though they didn't get to do anything for the good ones that she left behind with still would love to have it. Let me take you to, let's talk about families. It's time for Family Matters. So we're going to Virginia. Oh, Virginia man, Frederick Wiggington Jr. He is married to Elise Wiginton, and I guess I'm saying Wiggington.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe Wigginton?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I did my best. The Wiginton, whatever.
You could be right.
However it is. So, they're married and his wife, Elise, was 45 years old. And on June 26th of 2023, she went missing.
Okay.
And the sheriff's office talks about it in a press release, et cetera, Well, they look for her, can't find her, and time marches on. So, only for a year.
Okay.
But before she went missing, let me tell you a little bit about that. Before she went missing, she had a couple concerns about her husband, Frederick. And she had texted her foster sister saying, he is going to kill me.
Ugh.
Right?
Yeah.
And she made plans to go to Maryland where the foster sister lived and move in with her and her family. But guess what? She never made it to Maryland. And according to court documents attained by WSET-TV, Elise had actually filed for divorce from Frederick in June of 2020, claiming he was cheating on her with his ex-wife, Patricia Wiggington.
He left her for a reason.
Stick with me.
Okay.
But the public records showed that the divorce is in a non-suit status, meaning the court dismissed the case. Now, we were going to go to the current times. I really don't know how to tell this without giving everything away, so I'm just going to fucking tell you. We'll go a year ahead of time, and now she's been gone for a year, right? And somehow, more than that year later, on August the 14th, 2024, the police get a search warrant for their property in Amherst, Virginia. And they searched the property. And I can give you one guess what happened.
They found her?
They found Elise. Where did they find her?
In a burn pile?
No. He was a little more astute than that.
Oh, okay.
She was buried under a concrete slab. Hey, lifers, Woody Overton here, and I want to talk to y'all about something that's come up around our house more than once lately. Hormones. Now, I can't speak from personal experience on this one, but I've seen it firsthand with Cyndi. There were days she'd be feeling drained, overwhelmed, even a little off. We couldn't figure out why. She was eating right, taking care of herself, getting things done like always, but something just wasn't clicking. Turns out it wasn't just stress. It wasn't just being tired. She took this free 2-minute quiz from a company called Happy Mammoth, and it gave her some serious insight into what might be going on with her hormone levels. After answering just a few simple questions, she got personalized breakdown, and one of the main things it pointed out was that her body may be overloaded with estrogen. That's when we found Hormone Harmony, Happy Mammoth's plant-based herbal formula designed to support your hormone levels, stress response, and overall well-being. Since Cyndi started taking Hormone Harmony, she said it's made a noticeable difference. Things like occasional bloating, low energy, and those mild mood dips, all less frequent. And it didn't take a huge lifestyle overhaul to see those changes. Just a small daily habit that fit right into her routine. Now listen, this isn't some one-size-fits-all deal. This quiz gives you personalized recommendations so you can understand what's going on in your body and what might help you feel better. Whether it's Hormone Harmony or one of their other hormone support products, you'll know exactly where to start. And here's the thing. Happy Mammoth has helped thousands of women. They have over 40,000 5-star reviews, and a bottle of Hormone Harmony sells every 24 seconds. That many folks can't be wrong. Ready to start feeling like yourself again? Head over to happymammoth.com and take their free 2-minute hormone quiz today to find the ultimate answer to your stubborn hormonal issues. And for a limited time, you can also get 15% off your entire first order with my code RLRC at checkout. That's HAPPYMAMMOTH.com and use the code RLRC for 15% off today. Summer's just around the corner, and the folks at Mint Mobile have a hot take. Getting the summer bod is out, and getting your savings bod is in. This spring and summer, we want skimpy wireless bills and fat wallets. And with premium wireless plans for just $15 a month, you can have both without breaking a sweat or the bank. I was paying way too much for wireless service and decided to give Mint Mobile a try, and I've been seriously impressed. The call quality is crystal clear, the data speeds are fast, and I'm saving hundreds of dollars. It's the easiest switch I ever made, and I didn't have to sacrifice a thing. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text, delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. Ditch overpriced wireless and get 3 months of premium wireless service from Mint Mobile for $15 a month. This year, skip breaking a sweat and breaking the bank. Get your summer savings and shop premium wireless plans at mintmobile.com/RLRC. That's mintmobile.com/RLRC. Upfront payment of $45 for a 3-month, 5-gigabyte plan required. It's equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees are extra. See Mint Mobile for details. At the couple's property.
Wow. So did they use cadaver dogs? How do you find someone under a concrete slab?
I'm pretty sure somebody, whoever gave the tip, probably says she's buried underneath the concrete slab. I wish somebody would call and tell me, Miss Barbara, and they've called in and said they're under this building, and the sheriff's office has dug shit up already, but
right.
Not there. But anyway, doesn't matter. She's buried under the concrete slab, right? So then naturally, that leads to Frederick Wiggington Jr.'s arrest, right? In Amherst. And he, Elise, by the way, was a mother of 2 and worked in the nursing for nearly 30 years.
Wow.
But so they take old Frederick in and they try him for first-degree murder and use of a firearm, a commission of a felony, and connection with Elise's murder. And guess what? He got convicted. Yay. Yeah. Right? And I mean, bro, that's pretty fucking cold. I mean, the killing your wife, shooting her to death, then cement bags are heavy as fuck. Mm-hmm. And pretty sure you got to have somebody. I picked up my last cement bag in my life. I can tell you that when we were pouring the skin and shed and pouring those posts around the headquarters, Real Life Real Crime headquarters. Yeah. I picked them up and carried them each one. Don't look at me like that. I'm not done saying what I got to say. I picked them up off the ground and carried them to each hole, like 2 bags per hole, and had to add the water to them and mix them. And I couldn't understand why these bags that are this small weigh so much more than a 50-pound bag of deer corn is big, mm-hmm. and I can throw it on my shoulder. Mm-hmm. A bag of concrete is half the size and weighs over 80 pounds. Mm-hmm. And I'm old AF, and mm-hmm. I had to pick each one up and move them and bust them, whatever. And I'm done doing that. But this dude had to do it. And then you got to spread it out. If you're not just pouring it in a hole and you're making a slab like this, mm-hmm. that takes some hard work. You got to put up boards and shit and fill it in and level everything out. I mean, and meanwhile, your wife is laying
6 feet under, probably.
Yeah. So anyway, he got convicted. Now, Patricia, the one he was accused, his former wife, he's accused of cheating with, she's also facing charges in connection with Elise's death. And they say in the criminal complaint, that Patricia moved in with Frederick around the time Elise went missing. She probably is the one who carried the cement bags. And she lied to investigators about Elise's whereabouts. So she's got charges including obstruction of justice and accessory after the fact, etc. And I'm pretty sure her ass is going to trial too. But on the trial, most people and all you true crime fans out there, I don't know why a lot of you do not know this. In trial, the motive was never outlined. You know why? Because you don't have to. You don't have to prove motive.
Yeah.
You have to prove they did the crime, mm-hmm. right? So the motive was never outlined during the trial, but Frederick Selly at the Halifax County Adult Detention Center, where Frederick was being held, testified that Frederick admitted to killing his wife in June of 2023. Now, Frederick's defense said that the evidence of play was circumstantial at best. Well, yeah, guess what? And people get convicted on circumstantial evidence all the time. And that's just crazy as fuck, right? Mm-hmm. Guess what? Elise also doted on her grandchildren and devoted her time to members in the community that were in need until Frederick decided he didn't want to deal with her anymore, put a bullet in her head, dug a hole, poured a slab, moved this other chick in.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Oh, wait. Does Virginia have the death penalty?
Here's what I found.
I mean, because that motherfucker deserves it, right? Don't you think?
Yeah.
So history of death penalty has been in for 300 years in Virginia. It was carried out first by hanging, then electrocution. The last execution by hanging was in 1909. Blah, 2000, February 3rd, 2021, Virginia State Senate voted to abolish the Commonwealth's death penalty. So, no, they do not have it. Sorry for you, Miss Elise, because those motherfuckers deserve it.
Yeah.
There you have it. Joy.
All right.
That's too much work, by the way.
Obviously, you laid it out very clearly.
It's too much work.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, if I was going to do a murder, mm-hmm. As great as I am at blocking shit out, I don't want the motherfucker's body underneath my feet all the time. I mean, let's go out on the patio and have morning coffees over Elise. That's what it works to. Every time you look out the backyard window, you're looking at Elise. Maybe they got off on it. They might add sex on top of Elise.
They might have. I mean, they murder her.
And
they don't
stupid
like
motherfucker.
Normal people.
I know. Obviously.
Well, you're not normal.
Obviously. And then you're going to be so stupid to tell your cellie?
I mean.
Look, the dude
David Anthony Burns was stupid enough to tell lots of people. I mean, lots of people tell people.
But that was before he got arrested when he was on dope. This dude did it in the jail cell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you trying to get some street cred? Like, please don't butt fuck me. I killed my wife. I'll be honest with you. I'm in here for murder already, and I will murder you. Don't make me toss your salad. I mean, what other reason do you have to tell your cellie that you murdered your wife? And it's not like he just got up there and said, he told me he murdered his wife. He told me he murdered his wife and he buried her or he shot her. They had to have some fact that they could tie it together. They know he's telling the truth before they put him up there.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. But
well, what is your saying? Prisons are
full of dummies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's that.
And there's no buried bodies on our properties.
That we know of.
That I put there.
Or that
I don't know. You might be burying motherfuckers every day. I don't know what you do.
You know exactly what I do. I'm in my office all damn day.
I don't know what you do when I'm gone.
Oh my God.
You might be a killer. You might be a serial killer.
Don't say stuff like that.
You are a serial killer.
What have I killed?
Last night when I had hot chocolate chip cookies, I said, why don't you get you one of them chocolate chip cookies? You said, nope, I'm eating cereal.
Oh my God.
So you're a serial killer.
You're so stupid.
But you don't like that word, SpongeBob.
Unless it defines you, but unless the shoe fits.
And then I'll just wear it.
Okay. Have you heard of Nocona, Texas?
Nocona? Isn't that a style of handmade boots? They don't have a pair of handmade boots from there?
Oh. I don't
Guaranteed for life. Anything goes wrong with them, send them back and that dude will re-hand to them.
Yeah, I don't know if they're Nocona.
I'm pretty sure they are. Nocona.
Okay. Well,
I may be wrong though.
We're going way back in time to March 30th of 2015.
2015, way back in time, all 10 years.
Hey, that's pretty far back in time.
Then you and I have been together forever.
Oh no, we have. I mean,
the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. So March, way back in time.
Way back in time.
10 years.
That's pretty far. Some people.
Okay. Not considering I graduated 37 years ago.
Okay. Well.
I mean, no, that's my personal opinion.
It's not a today story.
Okay.
Okay. It's not from 2025.
It's true crime. Lay it on us.
18-year-old Caleb Diehl, Diehl.
Diehl?
Right?
I would guess.
He was a high school senior known for his adventurous spirit and close-knit family ties.
He'd be dead because you said was known.
Right. He left his mother's home in Nocona, Texas around 5 p.m. He was driving a pickup truck borrowed from...
Nocona, Texas. Go ahead, Melissa.
It is on the map.
Go ahead, Melissa.
He was driving a pickup truck borrowed from Ricky Dale Howard, which was a trusted family friend and local businessman. His vehicle was undergoing repairs.
This is right outside of just north of Austin because it's just to the east of Round Rock.
So it might ask if they have boots, Nocona boots.
I'm sorry, man. I just want to know where it's at. Okay. You're telling about a young dude. I'm disrespecting him being murdered.
So he's borrowing his friend's truck. His car is being repaired. And he mentioned he was going to hang out with a friend and would return later that evening, but he never came back.
Never came home.
So when Caleb failed to attend school the following day and his phone went straight to voicemail, his family grew concerned.
His family wasn't concerned? How old was he?
18.
Yeah.
He
might have been over.
I mean, hey, Mom, I'll be back. He
might have been over at Susie's house.
Right.
Yeah.
So on April 1st, his mother, Tammy Diehl, reported him missing to the Nocona Police Department. She also contacted Howard to inform him that the police would be reaching out regarding his truck's license plate because he had borrowed Howard's truck.
Yeah, they got all the license. Well, I don't know if they had them back then, but go ahead.
Later that day, Howard called Tammy to say the pickup had reappeared at his shop, parked in its usual spot with keys hanging where they were normally kept.
Magic.
There was no sign of Caleb.
I guess they didn't have cameras either.
Investigators traced Caleb's cell phone signal to Howard's property.
To the shop where the truck was? Okay.
Where it was last active before losing signal.
Maybe they took the card out.
Howard claimed he found a broken phone on the floor and discarded it. Suspicion grew when
Howard, shit's not looking good for you.
Howard removed and destroyed the SIM card from his own phone shortly after law enforcement became involved.
Detective Overton be on your ass.
So a search of Howard's properties revealed a burn pit containing incinerated computer towers, which he stated belonged to his deceased parents. So
Howard, still not looking good for you.
The case went cold until 2017 when Tammy discovered a plastic bag hidden in a bathroom cabinet. Inside were a clock radio with a hidden camera, handwritten notes of polygraph questions, and a tape recorder with an audio of a man practicing polygraph questions.
Really?
Investigators identified the handwriting and voice as...
Don't say Woody Overton's.
As...
The
person on the voice.
Howard?
That's right.
Howard, you're really going to get your ass in the crack now. You got to wait for 7 years.
This discovery
I bet they called him my boys from the Texas Rangers.
A re-examine of the case.
Right.
Further investigation uncovered Howard's criminal history.
Better run a chop shop.
Including bank fraud and a 2007 conviction for the bank fraud. During the investigation, the FBI had received allegations from multiple young men who claimed Howard had sexually assaulted them during their teenage years.
So Howard was a grown man being a chomo, recruited these kids for a little playtime for him. And that ties back into the computer towers. I bet he recorded it. Ties back into the clock. I bet he secretly recorded the felonious acts.
Yep. And so at the time, allegations had not led to charges. But in 2018, law enforcement obtained Howard's computers and discovered hundreds of images of child pornography, including photos of Caleb in various states of undress.
You would have thought that dumbass, when he burnt the rest of it, he burned a bit. He probably just couldn't let go.
Some images depicted Howard sexually abusing a nude male minor between the ages of 13 and 15.
Howard.
Whom Caleb's family identified as him.
Oh, God.
Howard was charged with multiple counts, including possession of child pornography and sexual exploitation of a minor. His first trial ended in a mistrial due to a juror's injury. Subsequently, Howard pleaded guilty to one count of sexual exploitation of a minor in exchange for the dismissal of over 40 charges.
So,
in October of 2021, he was sentenced to the maximum term of 30 years in federal prison. Despite the conviction, Caleb's whereabouts remain unknown, and authorities have not ruled out foul play.
Let that motherfucker make a deal without producing the body.
Exactly. So the case remains open. Caleb was last seen at 18 years old. He was 6'2", weighing approximately 165 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. And the family is asking for any information.
Marie. Dig on this one. That is interesting AF to me, and it's a case I would.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Ranked #1 in innovation for 10 consecutive years, and #2 among public universities for employability. ASU isn't just ahead of the curve; it's creating new paths to success. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online, that's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Don't miss the biggest Maytag sale of the year at Lowe's. You'll find the Maytag appliances you need when you need them at a great price. Plus, when you buy 2 select laundry appliances, you'll get up to a $100 bonus via instant rebate. Shop Maytag at Lowe's. We help, you save. Offer valid through 5/31. See store for pricing and offer details. Advertise savings on all major Maytag appliances through Maytag.com and participating retailers. Prices may vary. Additional terms and conditions apply.
I'd like to, because Leah will find some shit, right? And she's our investigative producer, y'all. Dig it up, Leah. Get it to me, and in some months down the line, one day I want to read it.
I want to know about this polygraph.
Absolutely. Fucking interesting as fuck, right? Yeah. And that means to me, either he was going to pay a defense attorney to hire someone to come in, he was going to try to cheat or beat the test, or the police asked him to take one and he refused. Mm-hmm. But now, even when I did it in law enforcement, 2 kinds of people that took my test. The ones who took it because they knew they could pass it, and the ones who took it because they knew if they didn't take it, it'd make them look guilty. Mm-hmm. And those are the ones who would have the list of questions and be practicing all the countermeasures, which are physical, mental, or narcotic, butt cheek squeeze, biting your tongue, doing math problems in your head, eating Xanax and all that shit. But if you're thinking about doing that, and you get Woody Overton as a polygraph examiner, you're fucked, because I'm trained in all the countermeasures, and your body cannot naturally produce those physiological traces. But most examiners aren't trained. They only get like a 1-day class on that, right? So I don't know. Very interesting. I'd like to know more about that, and that's right there by you, Leah Marie. And I got the good friends. I guarantee I know who the polygraph examiner is, if that's the case, and I'd just like to look at it. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know, 20 years in federal prison. He ain't getting out. He's going to do 19 of them at least. But that was interesting. I would watch that if that was a movie. Mm-hmm. Right?
Right.
I don't know. So, well, this is sad. I don't know why we hadn't reported on it yet, y'all. In Santa Ana High School in California, the people are heartbroken as a student has died and 2 others have been hospitalized after a stabbing outside the school in California. And when the statement posted on Wednesday, May the 7th, said that the school was heartbroken to confirm that one of the students injured in an incident outside the Santa Ana High School this afternoon has tragically passed away. It added that 2 additional students were also injured and remain hospitalized. I told you, I'd rather be gunshot than stabbed. Yeah. But according to NBC News, authorities confirmed the stabbing happened on Wednesday, May the 7th in front of the school. And the Los Angeles Times says that the 3 victims are aged between 14 and 17. Now, the school statement stated that the incident involved an altercation among several individuals, which occurred right after the last bell rang, around 3:25 p.m. So the local outlet KLTA said that 2 suspects, also believed to be students, ran from the scene and were being searched for. And it's unclear what the motive is. Of course, the school says our thoughts are with the family of the student who passed and all those impacted by this senseless act of violence. We understand the emotional toll it may have on our students, staff, and families across the district, and noted that the stabbing was being actively investigated by the Santa Ana Police Department. And the school goes on to say a whole bunch more shit. But, kids.
Yeah.
Teens, young teens, prime of the life. Stabbing. They ain't what the fuck you think you can get away with it? I mean, you did it right outside the school.
I don't know.
Everybody saw. You got 2 living victims. They gonna say, Joe Blow stabbed me. Mm-hmm. Right?
I don't know.
There you go. So enough said on that.
Amazes
and I meant to tell y'all that one the other day. Just another senseless tragedy And I guess, metal detectors don't work because maybe they had it outside, whatever. I don't know. Well, let me give you one more real quick. All right. The security guard. You know how I feel about that. And not knocking them because a lot of them are retired cops and a lot of them could never be cops, want to be cops. And when I did the security consulting for one of the most prestigious jury firms in the United States, and I would fly to the different locations. And I think I've told this story before. So I was in charge of their use of force policy, and they have armed guards. They sell Rolexes and shit like that, right? The highest end jury. And I walked up, and I would always get out there and do a little surveillance in the morning times ahead of time. And the security guard would get there first. And then as employees walk up, they're supposed to look around, have the keys in their hand. Security guard's supposed to stand facing out and all this shit, blah, blah, blah. So I'm watching, and this security guard walks up, and he's a kid, but he's like 6'6", 360 pounds. He's a monster, but he's young as fuck. And I'm watching him, and he does whatever. And he's got, which is very rare nowadays, a big ass revolver on his hip. Everybody carries like Glocks and semi-automatics. And I'm watching, and I watch everybody come and go, whatever. And then I go in, and I would send somebody in the day before to go undercover, to try to do shit to get them to violate policy so I would address my security meetings. Long story short, one of the things I would do at those meetings or after the meetings is interview the security guards and make sure they were following. I gave the guidelines. I set the guidelines to security guards. So I walked up to him and I said, "Hey man, how you doing?" I'm doing fine, sir. And a lot of times, y'all, I'm not throwing shade, but the security guards are people that can't get into the military and can't get into the law enforcement academy, but they want to wear a badge no matter what kind it is. They want that power. And I said, "I'm doing fine, sir." All military and shit. And I'm good. I'm looking at this fucking dirty, hairy cannon. He's got it on the side. And I'm like, "You carrying a revolver, huh?" "Yes, sir." Boy, his eyes kind of gleamed over, and he put his hand on the butt of his pistol and it kind of gleamed over. He said, "Yes, sir. 357 Magnum, most powerful handgun in the world." I said, "That it is, my friend. That it is." I said, when was the last time you qualified with it?
Have you ever shot it?
Under Louisiana law, you have to qualify with your weapon, right? And under fucking Woody Overton's rules, you damn sure had to submit that to the store, right? To get hired to the company. The company hired this outside security firm who provides security guards, right? They are supposed to supply the company with these trained professionals, and they had a strict set of rules and all that. Dude's eyes gleamed over and had his hand on it. So I said, "When is the last time you qualified with it?" Look, it's hard to qualify on a post-course with a revolver. Now, I mean, think about it. Like the weapon I carried had 16 rounds in one in the chamber, and you have different stations where you shoot a total of 60 rounds. I didn't have, you had to have some mandatory magazine changes, right? And during different stages, just to prove that you could do it.
Right.
These motherfuckers had to roll out their 6-shooter and knock them off. Exactly, right? So anyway, his eyes glazed over, and I said, "When was the last time you qualified?" He said, "I've never qualified." I said, "Never?" He said, "No, I've never even shot this gun." I said, "Okay, I'll be right back." Went inside, I said, called security, come and said, "This motherfucker's fired, get him off the property."
I remember.
All right, so that was a Woodyism story. And to tell you about this story, sorry, I went off on the tangent. So they had a lady named Dr. Kamisha Denise Clark because she'd be dead. And now she's been remembered by her family this week as an amazing person who was living her best life doing the work she loved. And she was a college dean.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
And a doctor, right? She was a college dean who's holds position of a doctorate, doing the work she loves. And she was in her office last week when she was fatally shot. So prosecutors say the doctor Carmesia Denise Clark, who's the dean at Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology in Inglewood, California, was shot inside her office by
the security guard.
Last Friday. She was only 35 years old. Now, school officials describe the shooting as an apparent act of workplace violence. And KTLA again and the local KABC reported that Clark, who was a Clark Atlanta University graduate, who had recently moved to Los Angeles to take the job as the dean of Spartan College. The dean.
Yeah.
Okay. So, doctorate. Dean, Dr. Dean, the head of the whole college.
I got it, baby. I got it.
Top enchilada.
We got it.
Right. So she was taken to a local hospital where she later died. And the KTLA reports that another victim, who was a receptionist in an office, was also injured in the shooting and remains in critical condition. Now, the police said this week that a motive is unclear. All right, whatever. Clark's family, naturally, and everybody's mourning her, and they're beyond devastated. They said Kamisha's life was taken from us too soon in an act of senseless violence that no woman should ever have to endure. She was an amazing person who didn't deserve this. She was living her best life, doing the work she loved. Kamisha was the most compassionate, loving, and fiercely loyal person. She was a radiant, joyful, driven, and compassionate woman who touched countless lives across the country from her hometown of Atlanta, Georgia to L.A. Now, the L.A. District Attorney's Office said that a former school security guard, Jesse Figueroa, had been arrested after running like a little bitch from the campus, and he's been charged with the shootings.
Good.
He's 40 years old. He's charged with one count of felony murder, another felony for attempted murder, as well as a whole fucking slew of other charges, all right? And he faces life sentence. So the other charges are about using a handgun and all that bullshit. And so they can get another 25 years for those. But there you go.
Wow.
Security guard, 40 years old. She killed the dean.
That's horrible.
Workplace violence.
And shot someone.
And yeah, well, I'm sure the secretary was like, is the dean in? Do you have an appointment, sir? Here's my appointment.
Yeah.
Boom. And I bet you he never qualified for that weapon.
Probably not.
Fuck him.
Yeah, for sure.
California has a death penalty.
I'm so surprised by that.
I am too, but one of the lifers especially said the governor is blocking it like our governor was blocking for all those years.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? That motherfucker can be reelected.
I was going to say, at least they keep it on the books.
Yeah, they have a death row. I should ask Siri, do they have a death row?
It's probably more.
And probably 80% of the states don't do it.
Yeah.
Y'all, look, we got to get out of here, but we love you. We thank you. We appreciate you. You're the shit.
The bomb.
The bomb. Lifers, I'm going to say this, and it just popped in my head. On Haley's case, and you're going to hear about it tomorrow. Who in the hell gets this done? Over 2 years, this mama and the sister and friend have been fighting tooth and nail, begging, screaming, pleading for somebody to do something. And we did it. Mm-hmm. And you'll get all the juice tomorrow.
Yeah.
We did it. Y'all. Just give them a clap. Hell to the yes. Hell to the yes. Lifers. So we do a lot of crazy shit on this show. We do news stories and scorch, and we got human trafficking coming up, but these hashtag justice fours.
It's what matters.
It's what's really special.
Yeah.
It's what's really, really special. And y'all are the best in the world. And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
The host of True Crime Time for Thirsty Thursday. We'll holler at y'all later. Won't be too loud. Peace.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.